Two.
Perfect. Grand risings and good evening.
Okay.
Welcome, beautiful kings and queens, to another incredible royal gathering. I am joined here today by my very beautiful sister, Queen Annabella, who will be sharing her, her incredible healing journey with us. I love a survival story, and she has quite the story for us because she has been healing herself from so many different health problems, everything from major skin issues. She had, cystic acne to circulation problems. She was born with kidney weakness. You should have seen her legs. They were very swollen. If some of you have seen the pictures, you could see her full transformation with that. She's done over 276 days of juicing, and she will tell us today about her gravity colonic sessions that have completely changed her life. I am so interested in hearing what she has to say. And she also helps us overcome eating addictions, binge eating disorders with the help of EMDR. So she's going to share a little bit about what she does, how she's been healing herself, and how she can help you as well. You also had a lot of headaches, sinus problems, and you name it, right? So
Everything, full package.
She lives in beautiful Koh Phangan in Thailand, in the tropics, and she is shining her light so bright. She has uncovered the true queen within, and now she is here to serve and inspire us all. So welcome, Queen Annabelle. Tell us a little bit how this all started. How did you even discover the path of living foods?
Yeah. So first, I want to say you thank you for inviting me and give me this amazing possibility to share with everyone my journey. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so happy to be with you and to know you in person, really, and to know our brother and sister in the raw path. Okay, my adventure. So basically, I was always try to find a solution first of all for my acne problem. Unfortunately, I had only that picture that I sent to you because I was feeling all of my life so ashamed for that I was always covering with makeup and everything my skin, but it was like I had the worst acne ever, I think, chest one, when you are very, very disgusting as well and painful. And basically everything started when I was 18. Now I'm 39, actually. Everything started when I was 18 with my acne. So I took antibiotics and pills for Roacutan and Tetralysal for 10 years to try to do something for my acne.
10 years on Accutane?
10 years, and I was taking Roacutan and Tetralysal. I was switching. Yeah. It's a miracle that I'm still alive, that I still have 2 kidneys functional. It's literally a miracle. Now I know because I'm conscious about that. But, when you are a teenager, you just want to be beautiful. You just want to, you just don't know, you just do your best. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, I started when I was 18 and I ended up when I was 28 because my mother died for a breast cancer. And this was like scare me, I was like starting to look in a more healthy path, more healthy food, I was like I didn't want to get like my mother, to get a cancer. So I was like, because my mother was suffering a lot before died for the cancer. And I was like, okay, I need to treat my acne in a different way. I need to find something, Plus, after 7 years, after 7 years taking antibiotics and pills, on my age 25, I got this crazy lymphatic problem circulation on my legs. So I was basically always skinny in my life, but with these huge legs, incredible. And it was very painful. And I was also feeling very ashamed about that, because you can imagine I was young. I mean, I was like a beautiful girl with these swollen legs, and everybody was asking me like, what did you do to your, what happened? Why you are so skinny and you have these legs? So I was also very bullying for that, you know, very people that was joking me. And me, I didn't know. And I asked for help to the Western culture, you know, and they told me to do liposuction on my legs. Yeah, that, yeah. When I mean, I asked to many person, many doctors, and they told me that the last one, I remember, the last one told me, you need to do liposuction for that. And me, I was like, no, I was always like a resonate person, you know, and I was like, no, I don't feel that is a solution for me. I'm not gonna do that. Fortunately, I didn't do anything, you know, you can imagine. And so my mother got sick when I was 26, and my legs was already like getting worse and worse and worse. And so when I was 30, yes, 9 years ago, I stopped everything, because I mean, I couldn't stand up. I was so young, and I couldn't literally stand up more than 1 hour without have these swollen legs. I had to wear shoes for old people, you know, shoes for old people, because of my legs. So and nobody had a solution for me, you know. So I was like, I need to find by myself. So I start to Google, I start to, you know, watching video, YouTube, and things. And then I was progressively cutting food out from my diet, you know, like gluten. I became gluten-free. I started to become gluten-free, and I stayed gluten-free for many years. Pretty much gluten-free. I was like cheating sometimes, but still omnivore. So I was 100% omnivores until my age of 37, when I start this path. And how happened that I start this path? You know, I was so get used to my symptoms, because also I had, for my poor lymphatic circulation, I used to had always my hands and my feet very cold, you know, these all related things with the legs, everything related with the poor lymphatic circulation. And no, basically my kidney also, there wasn't filtering at all, you know. So what happened, life brought me here in Kopangan. This is another story for another time. And what happened, the temperature, the hot temperature, basically, and the humidity was the symptoms with the hot temperature and the humidity, they got burst, everything burst. My legs became crazy swollen more because of the hot, you know. And so I did a treatment that Indian treatment, where I was like eating basically Indian food, so full of starch, for 1 year, and I was taking ghee. And this was like almost killed me, no joke. I did this for this food special diet for 1 year. Then I did this treatment for 21 days, but but I interrupt the treatment on my day 15, because I was literally feeling with this ghee, because a part of treatment was like taking ghee, and I was literally feeling if I'm not gonna stop this treatment, I'm gonna die for sure now. Was horrible. And I remember it was 2 years ago, in November, 2 years ago. And before this treatment, what happened? I still was in this kind of protein things, you know? And so I decided after, I think maybe 6 months that I was pretty much vegan because I was eating Indian food. I was like, okay, I need to increase my muscle. Maybe if I move more my body and I do more exercise, my legs maybe will become better. So I was trying this way. And I was like, okay, I need to increase the protein. And I start to eat eggs. So for 1 week, I ate 2 eggs a day. And after 1 week, I had a crazy reaction on my face. My skin was burned. It was the picture that I sent to you, the only picture that I had. And that's why it was like, now I had 2 problems, my legs and my skin. So I was like, I was desperate because my skin was so painful, burn, literally burn. So what I did, I stopped everything. I stopped the treatment. I stopped the eggs, of course. And I was like, just follow my body, you know. I was asking to my body, okay, can you please tell me what to do? Because I really don't know what to do. So I remember I was 1 week alone in my house, and I did spontaneously, without know anything about the talks, without knowledge, I did a 3-day on dry fasting, literally dry fasting, because my body was like, okay, stop it now, stop do everything now. And me, I was like, okay. So I did a 3-day dry fasting. And these 3 days, now I know because I have knowledge, what happened? They switched totally, they reset my body. And so I remember the first day when I wake up, after 1 year that I wasn't eating any fruits, any raw food, any vegetable, nothing, only Indian food. I wake up and I was like, I want a papaya. And I was like, okay, papaya, I don't think it's dangerous. It's just a fruit, so maybe I can have it. So I went, I remember, and I started to eat papaya. And since that day, my body was just asking me for raw, fresh food. And this is my story. I became a raw vegan straight away from omnivores to, it's insane, but it was like that. Straight away raw vegan. So yeah. This is and then I was like, I didn't know anything about this path. I was just feeling my body. At the beginning, I was just eating more salad and more nuts and seeds to feel full, you know. And then I was like, I was feeling that I needed more to heal myself. Of course, after 2 months fully raw, I healed my acne. No, even with juice feast. No, even with juice feast. Only go in raw, nothing. Now I have my skin like I never have in my life before. I was like, really, for me now is a miracle. For me, it's literally a miracle because 20 years problem with acne, 20 years. It was like all of my life. No, half of my life. Half of my life. So 2 months in row, I healed completely my acne problem. No, completely. Then what happened? Then I met a guy. He was a detox specialist from Dr. Morse, and he read my eyes. And so I didn't tell him my problem because also my legs were better, but like up and down. I started to lose a lot of weight immediately. And I was a little bit scared about the weight as well because I didn't know. That's why I wanna also I will post all the picture about my skinness because I really want people don't get scared about that anymore at all, because only in my experience, if you destroy completely your body, you can heal. So I will post the picture of that as well. I will post everything in my page, in my Facebook page. So then what happened? Then after 2 months being raw, I started to receive this coach from this guy, and then from another Dr. Morse coach. And I start my first juice feast, my 53 days on orange and parsley. I did mono juice, orange and parsley, 53 days.
Wow.
And I lose, it was like people, they was thinking, oh, you got anorexia. People, they will send me a message, send me a private message, like, you will, if you don't stop it, you will die in 2 months. I was full of this message. Myself, I was like, I was listening my body, and I was so in contact with myself, and I knew what I was doing because I started to get the knowledge. Plus, I had the coach, and plus, I mean, EMDR therapy made me so strong that I was like, just follow my intuition, my heart. I knew that I was doing. I was seeing the improvement already, you know. And then, yeah, because during my first feast, basically, I lost 14 kilos. That is 31 pounds. And I was 44 kilos, that is 97 pounds. And I ended up after 53 days, 30 kilos, that is 66 pounds. So you can imagine, I was skinny already. I was like a ghost. You will see my picture, Queen, Aline, and you will be impressed. Everyone will be impressed. But me, I was like, I was feeling...
Yeah, no, it goes to show, I just wanted to chime in, you know, to a lot of us that are worried about losing so much weight,
Exactly,
you know, exactly what you're showing is that we have to tear down the house before we build it back up. And you were ready to do whatever it took, you know, even go through people's criticisms, people's worries. You were so focused on healing and you trusted yourself. I love this so much.
Yes.
Continue.
Yes. 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 Yes, and I'm happy that I have all the pictures so people, they can see me now and how I was, you know. I'm the real life proof that stay 100% raw. You can gain back the weight. It's not a joke. So anyway, yeah, what happened during my first juice feast? I discovered colonic. Why? Because on my day 20, I was literally struggling. I had on my day 10, my right foot open up. So I had the picture of this as well. I will post it. I had a huge wound where pus was coming out every single day. It was insane for 1 month and a half.
Pus? Is that what you said? Mucus? Pus?
Mucus, mucus, yellow mucus, you know.
Yeah.
And plus, I was struggling with the craving. I was feeling fatigue. I didn't have energy. So I didn't want to give up on my day 20, but at the same time, I was like, I didn't know what to do. And the universe will give me one more time the answer. So I met this our amazing gravity colonic therapist that we have in the island, Sazu, through a friend. And I didn't know about colonic gravity. I was doing enema at the time, but for my situation, it was not enough because I had so much gas when you start, the juice, the raw vegan part. I was so bloated. I had so much gas inside that basically filling me up with the water wasn't helped me so much to release. I wasn't releasing at all because I was full of gas. So I didn't know, I stopped to do enema. I didn't know what to do. For my situation, it was not the right solution. So fortunately, I met her and I was like, she explained me about colonic, the difference with the enema, and what happened when you do that. And I was like, okay, I don't have any other choice. I'm full of fatigue. I'm stressed. I want to give up, but I don't want to give up. So, okay, I'm going to try. I was desperate. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try. And I remember the first time I tried, oh my goodness, I was like, I went there, I was like full of fatigue, no energy, with my open wound, everything. I was desperate. And I remember when I did the session, I was impressed about how much I released. I didn't think about that, because if you don't know the difference between the when you start colonic and when you never done colonic and when you do colonic, you don't think that even if you go to the toilet, you still have a toxin and waste in your colon.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was going to the toilet every day, 2 times a day. So I was still going to the toilet. So for me, it was not a problem. I was like, I'm going to the toilet. So why
there's a lot that gathers in there. There's a lot.
Yeah. And then I start then change my life, save my detox, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to keep going. First of all, because I was omnivore. So I didn't have any vegan past life, you know. So I was like, when I started, I just jumping, and I was omnivore before. And so this has helped me. It was crucial for me to stay in the path. And so I started to introduce gravity colonic 2 times a week with her, and it was life-changing. My wound healed completely because the toxin was, my body, I was helping my colon to release more toxin. And that's why the toxin, the wound or the open wound didn't have any reason to exist anymore, you know. So this was helping me. Gravity colonic was helping me with the tox symptoms and with the craving, because all the time when I had a craving, because during my first feast, I was craving chicken, barbecue chicken. I was craving all the animal products before releasing all the verbs, because this is another chapter, disgusting chapter. I was like, I was full of craving. And all the time when I was going there to do colonic, all of my craving gone. Wow. Because of course, craving are like a lot of toxin accumulating in the gut. And also the tox symptoms. I remember I was struggling a lot with a headache, a crazy headache. I went to colonic, gone. Because the pressure when the gut is full. So pressure in my head for headache, plus craving. And when I was doing colonic, everything gone. So for me, it was like, oh my gosh, life-changing. And then, you know, you have this story. I'm here also because I really want to cut off all the fear relating with the colonic as well, you know, because it's an amazing tools. Because I had many people told me, oh, you will get constipated, you will fed up your gut. No, actually, my bowel movement improved a lot. I feel like I have a new colon, no joke. I have this light sensation inside that I had never experienced before. I have less gas issue. Plus, because I did, then what I did, okay, when I, coming back to my story, I stopped the juice feast on 53 days and I went for a feeding and I gained back my weight in 6 months and I was 100% raw. I was just eating a little bit more nuts and seeds, but not at all because my body was like, stay on salad. So I was more in salad stuff and fruits, but a lot of salad. And then I jumped again in my 108 days on juice feast that totally changed my life. It was life-changing because I starting to look at John Ross, and John Ross said 90 days the number. And so I was like, I want to try. So yeah, and in that situation, in that feast, I had my huge releasing, and without colonic, I wouldn't be able to release all the worms that I released. And you will see the picture, the video, if you would like to see, of course, because it's pretty much disgusting. Tape worms long, 30 centimeters. I mean, disgusting and big.
Yeah.
Because what I did 7 times during my 100 days on juice feast, 41 days on watermelon, mono juice watermelon. That changed totally my life. What I did 7 times the liver cleanse with the stone until I stopped to release the stone. At the beginning, I was releasing huge stone, insane. You will see the picture, huge. You will see, I will post everything. I have a horror collection in my camera about all the release. So I did 7 times until I stopped to release the stone. So I can tell you that, you know, some people say it's true, it's not true. I can tell you that from my perspective, it was true because I stopped to release stone. It was progressively I was releasing less and less stone until I stopped it. So that's why I stopped the protocol. Then I did 7 times tape worms and parasite protocol with turpentine. I was using Dr. Moore's herbs, scram, and turpentine, and I did 7 times, and this was for me. Turpentine is very strong, but it was like a life changement. I had 7 huge release of tape worms that you will see the picture that I could fear 3 or 4 full jar. I will show everything now. During the next follow-up days, I will commit to put all the picture together and I will post on my page, because I really want to inspire people that if you really commit, if you stay in the path, if you really trust the process, things happen. So, and during this process, that's why for me, gravity colonic, it was essential and crucial, because what I learned from tape worms is that when you do the protocol, you just kill like a family of tape worms, you know, you don't kill only one tape worms. They come out all together. Wow. And so the problem is that if you don't help, in my opinion, what I see, if you don't help the colon to release, you just keep all these dead worms maybe for 2-3 days, because they are like a glue, you know, no joke. So sometimes I had to pull it out like that during my colonic session. It was disgusting. It was literally disgusting. Sorry for the description, but I want to really be very clear.
This is so important.
Because what happened when you kill them after 7 days, after all the protocol, I mean, the protocol with turpentine is 2 days 2 drop, 3 days 3 drop, 4 days 4 drop, 5 days 5 drop, and you take with a little bit of coconut syrup in the morning, first things. And then you wait 1 week, and during that week, you had this huge release of worms. That at the beginning I didn't believe, because of course we don't believe to have worms. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do, because my coach tell me to do, I'm gonna do everything, liver, parasite, everything. But I don't think I have worms inside. Yes. The first release, I remember I cried 1 hour in the toilet. I was in shock. I was literally in shock. Also because I have worm phobia, so you can imagine. I had, because now I get used. After 7 times, I got used. So anyway, no, they was not alive. No, okay, I read the red. They was dead. They coming out dead anyway, fortunately. So in this situation, what happened? When the worms are almost died, struggling to stay alive, you are full of craving. I remember the night before my first releasing that I didn't know. Then I knew what I knew that is gonna happen. But the first time I didn't know. I wake up in the middle of the night craving tuna tartare, no joke. And I was like, what is going on? 3 o'clock in the evening, I want a tuna tartare, but why? I mean, I was like, oh my God. And so, of course, I didn't do anything, but I couldn't sleep. And in the morning, I went to the toilet and released 2 tapeworms long. And I was, oh my goodness, what I have to do. And then I called Sazu, the therapist, and she told me, you must do, and I was like feeling stuck. I was like feeling I had the feeling in my gut, like I cannot breathe. I had something inside. I was feeling there was something huge inside. And of course, there was something huge inside. So I went for colonic and I had this insane release. And it was like that. The same story was the same for 7 times. Basically, you release a few worms alone, and then you have this block on your gut that you cannot breathe. You do colonic and finish in 1 session, finish. Because otherwise, maybe, of course, you will release at a certain point, but maybe it's gonna take longer. And why you need to suffer and especially why you need to keep all the dead worm inside you. So this is for me was like, no way.
Oh.
So yeah.
And tell
and
us
then
a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
No, tell me.
Well, I'm just wondering what the question is, what the difference is between a regular colonic and a gravity colonic. Is there a difference? What is the difference?
Yes. So basically, we have 2 types of colonic: gravity colonic and colonic with the machine. Colonic with the machine basically is a strong enema, so they fill you water. In gravity colonic, the water that I usually recommend that because is the best for the colon. The water go inside and outside you at the same time. So I will do a video about my unit that I have in my bedroom for you, and I will post on my page so you can see, because of course after a while it was becoming a little bit expensive. So Sazu trained me, so she teach me how to do gravity colonic by myself. I set up the unit in my home with the filter and everything for the water, and I started during my 108 days on juice to give to myself, because it was the huge release that I had never had in my life during my 100 days on juice. I was releasing mucus plug, worms, everything, crazy. And so I was doing gravity colonic every single day of my life during my previous feast. And basically, this is the speculum. So you put this is for the anus. Then you remove this and you have 2 tubes, but I will do a video for you. Here is the water tubes. The water go from a tank inside, and here basically you put the waste tube. So the water go outside through with a tube in the toilet. But you will see my unit setup. I will make a video tomorrow and I will post on my page. It's very easy to set up, but you need to do the training, because the therapist is going to teach you the massage. It's going to teach you how to remove the gas, because there is a technique to remove the gas, because for me, the problem was the gas. So she teach me how to remove the gas. And basically you have, you do also massage, like in your abdominal. You need to know how to do as well, no? And basically with this, why is so powerful compared to an enema? First, because it's more effective for the gas. Second, you can fill yourself in 1 section. Basically 1 tank is 20 liters usually of water, and you can feel that usually the session is between 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, 2 hours. Sometimes I had to do, you can imagine, every single afternoon people was enjoy beautiful island, and me, I was like in my home doing colonic with 40 degree. But I mean, I commit, and it was the best thing, one of the best things that I have never done in my life with EMDR therapy, because allowed me now to be on my day today 95, and I don't need to do everyday colonic anymore, because I'm not releasing like I was releasing before. I see the improvement. So before it was like a must. I was like, I need to do colonic. I was full of gas, bloated. I was drinking juice immediately. Oh, full of gas. You know, this feeling that we had when we start. Now I don't have this anymore. Now I still keep going once a week, something like that. But just because I know that is good for me. But I don't need anymore, you know. I don't have this huge, like, oh my gosh, without colonic, I cannot do. And I go to the toilet multiple times because all the job that I did with colonic. So yeah, basically in one session, you can fill yourself between 20 and 60 liters of water. But you don't feel, because constantly the water go inside and come out, inside and come out. And you can also put, sometimes I was putting Dr. Moore's Hill tea inside that is pulling everything out. And I was putting some oregano oil, essential oregano oil, and lime sometimes. But only with water, because the water, this movement inside and outside help to release, you know, that's why you release easier. Yeah, so I had also a lot of video that I will post it.
Oh, wonderful.
All the collection.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I've had some amazing benefits too with colonics. I tried it for the first time last year. I'm not sure if it's the same one, but it was called the Angel of Water. And it's a little bit like what you're describing. It was the Angel of Water system. And I don't know, I'll have to compare systems after, but I had some huge benefits as well to my digestion. And I wish I had one in my home. I'm thinking about it. That'd be so wonderful.
You can set up, Queen. I will show you the video. It's very easy, literally, because you use the water from the shower. You will see it's very easy. It's literally very easy. And it's a life changement. It's totally life changement, especially if, like me, I was omnivores. I mean, I'm very honest. I wouldn't be able to keep all these juice fees without these tools. In my situation, especially, because I was omnivores, so you can imagine. And then on my 108 days, I had on my day, I think personally, 50 days and 90 days are the number. I mean, I was feeling literally a switch on my juice feast on 50 day and on 90 day. Last time on 90 day, when I passed 90 day, first, during this feast, 100 days, I had a huge improvement of my weight. So basically I did a double day and I lost half of the weight that I lost it before. So I lost it only, I was 39 kilos, that is 86 pounds. And I ended up, after 108 days, 32 kilos, that is 70 pounds. So basically 2 kilos more, but double day I did on feast. And I gained back weight, not in 6 months like before, but in 3 months. In 3 months, no nuts, no seeds. A lot of fruits, mostly basically fruits, and some herbs, veggie fruits. The only fat that I was introducing in my diet after my 108 days on juice, it was coconut and avocado. Finish. No nuts, no seeds, no oil, no salt, nothing.
Shows how healthy
My body,
your body was, how able it was to
yes,
absorb things. You had healed the malabsorption
yes.
issue. Mhm.
Yes, exactly. And I was eating less, half portion compared to before, because I couldn't eat a huge amount of things. But this has happened because I healed my colon,
Mhm.
because all the release that I had during during 1 day, 8 days, 108 days. So my colon was able to absorb all the nutrients.
Yeah.
And that's why I was skinny all of my life. So I understood the reason as well.
Mhm.
Plus, on my day 63, I had and was it's very interesting, because I had a huge healing crisis at the same day, this feast and the previous feast. So 63 day for me is the number. I don't know. I need to do something with this day. On day 63, I remember I was feasting. It was like 26 December last year, and we were in an amazing resort on the beach. I was like ready to drink my orange juice, and my friend was like amazing raw vegan party. And suddenly, I remember I was on the beach. Suddenly, I was like, I need to throw up now. So fortunately, I knew the owner, that she was in Juice Feast as well. So she lent the borrow to me. She lent her bungalow to me, and I spent all the night throwing in the toilet for 2 hours dark liquid that was coming out from my mouth, my nose, my ears,
Whoa.
and pooping the same liquid. This is for me was like disgusting, because I was like, okay. And since that point, start also to come up from my ears dark and pus material. I was in orange juice. Yes, orange juice is like so powerful. And since this was my day 63, and then the day after I switched in watermelon, and I did 41 days on watermelon, because I couldn't be able to drink orange anymore because of the acidity. So I was just be able to drink watermelon. So I did the 41 days mono juice watermelon. But the very interesting thing is that during the healing crisis, if it's very deep like I had, you feeling that you can die. I was feeling, okay, now I'm gonna die. I was like, I wanna break my fist. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna break my fist, but I don't wanna eat anything. I don't wanna drink anything. How I can break my fist without do this? I was like, okay, Annabella, you need to go through. There is no other possibility. You will survive for sure. And I was like, okay, I was ready for everything. And it was just 2-hour nightmare. And then when I was finished to release this, I was feeling, I have a picture and I will post also this. I will post the picture during my healing crisis, because my friend took for me. They was like helping me. I was like lay down like a ghost. And after 2 hours, my face was totally different. I was like a new person. Really, I was like feeling so good. And then nothing. Then I just stopped the feast last time. Honestly talking, I could go ahead, but I was just curious. I mean, I could be liquid. I could literally go ahead with liquid, but I was like mental not ready to be liquidarian for so long. And physically I was ready, but mentally I was like, no, I want to come back to it. I want to see how it will be, etc. So I came back to it, but I regret immediately after 1 week, I'm telling you, because I was still releasing and I was starting to feeling good. But when you start to eat, you start to eat. So I ended up eating 3 months, but super clean food, like no nuts, no seeds, no oil, no salt, only herbs, like fruits, juice, veggie fruits, and herbs, And the only salad that I could tolerate, it was rucola, because there is no fiber, no? It's very, very I mean, I love rucola. I came from Italy, for us, rucola, tomato, I mean, no? So, yeah. And then after 3 months, I remember my father came to visit me in Thailand, and my father is like carnivores, not even omnivores. He doesn't know exactly what I'm doing. He think that I'm doing something that he's worried for me, you know, these kind of things. And so I was like, okay, my father is gonna come in June 1st. But okay, I will start to feast. I was already feeling that I wanted to feast again. But I was like, okay, I don't want to feast in front of my father, because maybe, you know, I don't want to get him worried and stuff. But then the desire was so strong that I just start 2 weeks before he came. And I was like juice feasting with my father. And I was like in a full of a honeymoon, that I had so much energy, the 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks, that my father was like impressed, because they was having normal dinner or lunch, let's say. And me, I was like drinking juice and then finish. And then they was like, they need to sleep, you know, to take a rest. And me, I was like, okay, what we are gonna do next? Come on. And they was like, so I plant a little seeds in him, because he's still wondering how it was possible that drinking only juice, I had this crazy energy compared to them that they was eating, you know. So I plant a little seeds that let's see what is gonna happen with the seeds. And then on my day 63, then yes, this is very interesting that happened to me. Then, then on my day 63, same story. Because of course, after taking antibiotics and pills for 10 years, of course, I could have probably some candida or fungus issue hidden in my body, no? I mean, but the very interesting things is like the body is so smart and so clever that really is able to storage all the things, all the toxin inside the cell. Is insane, because after all the antibiotics and pills that I was taking, I never have candida in my vagina in my life, never have any problem in my vagina, never. So I didn't know as well the pain, how could be painful to have a candida or fungus in vagina or whatever. I didn't know this feeling, no? And I was always like, oh, I'm taking antibiotics and I don't have candida, you know. I was like, and then now I'm paying my bill. Anyway, on my day 63, I mean, when I start to eat raw, start as well to have, I start to have a kind of burn in my vagina, you know, like when I was pee, I was like feeling burn, irritation, inflame, but not like strong, like I couldn't hold. But you know, I was like, okay, I know that is a symptom. And I was releasing a lot of mucus still from my vagina every day, white liquid dropping every day. But it was painful, but not like crazy painful. But this juice feast, it was like, because we know that the symptoms before getting better will get worse. So on my day 63, after I was like in mono orange juice and ginger for 5 days. I did this experiment because I was like feeling to drink orange. So I did the 5 days orange and mono orange and ginger. And after 5 days, I woke up with my vagina inflamed. Like I will post some picture like over my vagina, but just to see, to show you the things. so inflamed, so swollen that I had never experienced something like that in my life. It was worse than the previous healing crisis because I couldn't walk. I was like stuck in my home, friends coming, bring me juice. I did the dry fasting. I started to do dry fasting for that. And I was putting ice every single night to sleep. It was insane. The best pain in my life. I swear on God, the best pain in my life. Then what happened? Then I was just, fortunately, I didn't have any possibility. I mean, I was just, okay, I need to go through what to do. And a friend, actually, she told me, okay, you need to, I was putting aloe vera, cucumber, and I wasn't being able. That's why I started to drink a little broth as well, because it was like comfort for me in that situation. So I couldn't be able to drink any acidic food, juice anymore. No pineapple, no orange, nothing I was just fasting basically with a watermelon and veggie broth, plain veggie broth, of course, no salt, no pepper, no, only water and veggie. Finish. To calm down the inflammation a little bit, to calm down. So that's why I start this, sometimes this broth that is helping me to calm down. So then after 1 week, my friends, I was like, I need to do something. So I was doing colonic every day, of course, and I was releasing a lot of mucus plug, and sulfur. I started to release sulfur, yellow, insane.
That's from the medication. That's
From
from the use of
medication,
all the
exactly.
medication.
Exactly. So I healed my vagina because now it's totally gone. So I have a new vagina. I'm so happy. I mean, it was insane. I started to swim, to go to the ocean 2 times a day, in the morning and in the evening, for 1 hour, just stay in the ocean, and then sun bath. I was like taking sun after, so ocean and sun bath, and was helped me tremendously. In 1 week, I healed all the inflammation, and I swear on God, I will post a picture, and you will see it was like something that is insane. If I would go to the hospital, they would tell me you had a cancer or something like that. No joke, no joke. Like they did for my hairs, because a few times I had to go to the hospital to clean my hairs, and it was like removing dark, sticky. I had a picture as well of that, dark, sticky mucus from my ears, and they told me you need to go to do a tack or something because probably you have a cancer in your ears. So that's it. I'm still having this releasing from my hair, basically, because I have for my lymphatic problem circulation, I have all the accumulation basically of the medicine in my head and in my legs. That's why I had this 2 problem with sinus and legs.
Well, they say that even 1 week, and then after this, I would like to open it up for our kings and queens to ask whatever questions they may have. We have 25 more minutes, but I just wanted to present that they say that for 1 week of antibiotics, it takes a whole year of detoxing. So we can only imagine what was going on in your body with 10 years of being on these very poisonous, toxic medication. And hopefully whoever is watching today, is going to think twice if a doctor tries to prescribe something to them, because it is a lifelong of getting rid of all of these toxins from the body. So that's such a powerful testimony you're sharing, and all that's been, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see those pictures. And I can only imagine you having those releases, and you've just been so brave and so courageous to continue on this path, following your higher guidance, God, going the natural route is really, really, really so commendable. So if anybody has any questions, we'll keep on talking, but if anybody has some questions for Queen Annabella, either in the Facebook Live or in the chat here. Just raise your hand or unmute yourself. Yes, and we'll continue the conversation this way, and then we'll go 25 more minutes. Yes, I have a little sleepover going on, so I need to take them to the lake. They're waiting. Little kids are cute. But
yeah.
this has been so
So
interesting. Yes, I'm like watching, like it's like a movie. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's next? Where did it come out from next?
no, that's why I decided also to open the page, because many people was ask me the same question, you know, and also was like ask me to share the picture and stuff. So I was like, okay, this is also my story. I do for me as well, you know, to have a report of all of my story. Yeah, so it's helped me also to keep the track, you know, to keep my track.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically I want to keep longer now, because I have this feeling that actually I can be liquidarian for the rest of my life, no joke, because I really feel that I don't want to eat at the moment. So because I don't force myself to do something that I don't want to do, never. So all the things that I do in my life, I do because I feel. So I will keep, I'm releasing less, of course, after all you will see. I mean, then you will understand, okay, after all the release that you did already, okay, I'm releasing less, a little bit of mucus, but not so much. And, but I feel that my body is working, start to working on my head, because I start to have sometimes, I still have a crazy energy. We was talking before. I mean, I sleep 4 or 5 hours a night. Really, I sometimes I need the broth just to calm me down, to let me sleep, because otherwise, no joke. Otherwise, I can stay all the night long, wake up. So let me sleep 2 or 3 hours at least. So that's why for me sometimes in the night, even in time, the broth just help me to really calm down. It's a comfort, you know, calm down with the energy. So I use also these tools. Yeah, what else? I'm just continuing first because I enjoy the process a lot now. So I have this crazy energy that I have never had in my life before. When I was 20 years old, I wasn't like that. I wasn't feeling like that. No joke. But this came after. So this is also is important for me to underline that being Jews is not always fun. I mean, it's up and down, is a part of the process. And I mean, we need to be conscious about that. We don't need to have a fear to facing our symptoms, to facing our healing crisis, because only if we go through, we can win. I mean, this is the only way, because we are just paying our bills, basically. So what we need to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
What would you say what has helped you the most to get through those difficult moments? I'm sure you had a few moments where you wanted to throw in the towel, you wanted to eat, you were having cravings. Like, what did you have some tools? Did you have a meditation practice? Positive thinking? Like, what was it that helped you to get through?
So in a physically it was colonic. So you have a craving, you do colonic, craving gone. You have a detox symptoms, headache, you do colonic, gone. Mentally, it was my 5 years EMDR therapy that I did on myself. So basically, I elaborate all of my trauma related with everything, also with the food, you know. That's why sometimes we binge or we lose the control with the food, because it's something related with feeling to don't have the control that we experiment during our life, especially when we were child. So working on that feeling allow you to have feeling more, to having more control in the present with everything, all the topics in your life, also with the food. And make you mentally strong. So I wasn't strong. I have to tell. That's why I'm here also, because I'm a normal human being. But I did something that was helping me to be strong mentally in that moment, in all the difficulty that you can have during the when you go so deep in a juice feast, in any kind of feast or fast. And so mentally was EMDR was saving my life mentally, and colonic, gravity colonic, and the combination between gravity colonic and juice are saving my body now. Basically, I did the first my mental work, and this was make me strong enough to support to hold all the detox process and also the tough moments. Yeah. So
and do you teach the EMDR? If anybody here
yeah,
would like to book a session with you, is that something that you offer? How can we get in touch with you? I know you started a new Facebook page as well, a fruitarian psychologist in Kopangan. So we can share that in our group as well. You feel free to share your group and your support. So tell us a little bit, do you offer that for us?
Yes, I mean, I didn't tell, yes. My background is a psychotherapist, so I am a certified EMDR therapist. But before doing on other people, I wanted to try on myself, you know, because I don't like losing my face. When I speak about something, that's why I was waiting 2 years before showing up, you know. I was like, I wanted to see the power of the vegan diet, the power of juice feast before speaking, because I don't like losing my face actually. So that's why I was like, okay, let me see, and then I can share. That's why I'm sharing now, because I see the improvement. And so yes, you can just we have EMDR therapy is international, so every country you can find an EMDR therapist according to your native language as well. That is the best things to do. But I mean, I'm working online, but I can also help you eventually to find a therapist in your country. I mean, I have a network with other colleagues working in a different country, because it's international. So it basically was born in America, in Palo Alto. So I can help in that, of course. So you can just text me on my page, contact me on my page, and I will answer your needs. I mean, maybe talking about I will do a video about how is important and how is related EMDR therapy and detox, how is important for my experience and for what I see that people also to combine, to eventually combine detox and EMDR to stay more in the path. So I will do anyway a video of that, but I'm hoping also to share more maybe in another situation, because the serve is so important topics that deserve we need to talk better, you know, about that. Is yeah, so I'm hoping to share this and yeah.
Yeah, so wonderful. King Ken is also a EMDR therapist, so you both have a lot in common. Yeah, you should get together and talk. So great.
I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm so happy.
It's about time I give it a try. I need to surrender. I've been experiencing a lot of resistance, and like all things that are really good for me, I probably really need it.
Oh my goodness. Is a life changement. Is a life changement. Is a detox, colonic, and EMDR saved my life. No joke. I mean, I'm another person. I'm totally new. Really, that's why I wanna help people to experience the same, you know, because the life is so. I mean, we deserve to be 100% of ourselves, you know. Sometimes we just live. I mean, I was functionally perfect when I was full of symptoms, you know. I was just getting used to be sick, you know, and this is very sad. this is very sad. If we know that there is a way mentally and physically to get better and to function 100% of our possibility, why not? Why not? We deserve to be the best version of ourselves. We deserve this. Everyone deserves this. That's why I'm here to share. Then everyone can do whatever they want for me. They can choose whatever they prefer, but at least I'm here to share that it's possible to feel better mentally and physically.
Yes. Oh, so beautiful. Thank you for you're giving us permission, you shining and you allowing yourself to be your happiest self is so, gives us permission to do it for ourselves. And like I said, the world would be such a better place, such a happier place if everybody did take care of themselves, overcame their physical, mental, spiritual challenges, and we can all be living in so much more harmony with nature.
Exactly.
Queen Wanda, I see your hand is up. Come on in. Yes.
Hi, everyone. Hi. Thank you so much for sharing that story. That was so inspiring. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for listening.
I just wanted to ask you, can you share your veggie broth recipe that helped you to sleep? Because I juice a lot and sometimes I have trouble sleeping.
So basically is I have two versions, herbs and veggie. So the herbs is a mix of Thai herbs. So I'm not gonna share because maybe you cannot find, but it's just daikon, carrots, pumpkin, kale, or any green leaves that you have in your house, parsley, coriander, and broccoli and cauliflower. You boil for 30 minutes at least, and then you let settle for 10 minutes, something like that. And then you add the lime. The lime is for me, I had usually 2 lime full when it's when you feel that it's not so hot. I don't like to drink too hot. I like when it's not crazy hot. And then I put lime. I squeeze the lime. Is a life changement. Really life changement.
Sounds really good.
It's grounded. It's grounded because I'm drinking a lot of watermelon, pomegranate juice during the day. Very watering because my body at a certain point, I was sharing this with Jennifer, you remember, at a certain point I wasn't be able, my body cannot tolerate now green juice anymore. They are so heavy for me, really heavy, really. My body say no, and my body say no as well on coconut. This is very interesting. So no green juice, no coconut, pure fruits.
And water? The broth, coconut water or the
coconut water? Coconut, no. I don't, no. I don't use coconut meat. Coconut water, no anymore. And no green juice. I'm feeling like really disgusting at the moment with green juice. And so I was like, the broth was like, because I wanna just liquid, and the broth is water with the flavor of the veggie. And so it's really helped me to grounding as well, because when you drink a lot of watering juice, pomegranate, mangosteen, watermelon, melon, that is very watering, you like you are in another dimension sometimes. So the broth is like let you stay in this world, otherwise
maybe we could share the recipe.
I understand.
If you could share the recipe in our group, that would be so
yes
kind.
I will. I will.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you so much for
my
sharing.
Pleasure. My pleasure.
Queen Jenny, thank you for your question, Queen Wanda. Queen Jenny, welcome.
I was trying to get unmuted. So I'm so happy to finally with you, kind of in person, sort of, but it's just been a pleasure witnessing your journey from like day one. I was just so impressed with you being so brave to share the vulnerabilities of your healing. You know, I just thought it was incredible. Like, wow, look at this woman. She's so strong, and she's just like putting this out here and, you know, and telling the world. And I just thought like, oh my God, she's just amazing. Wow, you know? And so I'm just so happy to meet you. I've loved hearing like all the different things you've talked about. I had a lot of things where I was thinking, you know, oh, I want to tell you about this. Oh, I want to tell you about this. So I was going to tell you yes, yes, yes about the colonics. Like I don't do them a lot. I've actually only done one, but I felt called to do it like at a certain point in my cleanse, and boom, parasites after. Like I posted in the group about it at that time. I don't know if you were in there then or not, but yeah, big ones, big. So yeah, I totally
I'm
am
with
with
you.
you.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about like, you know, having to not like pull them out. Like I know what you're talking about. It's disgusting.
Yes.
And also like I'm fighting like, you know, for my healing with against like antibiotics as well, you know, because I had a bunch of antibiotics right before I started having all my issues too when I was in labor. So there's that. And then the other thing I wanted to thank you for the tip about the broth for the lime. I'm gonna try that, but it's so
You will see life changement, the lime.
yes. So for y'all, I know y'all might not know what we're talking about, so I'll just preface, but we were talking online because I haven't been wanting to have green juice either for quite some time. I just don't want it, and my body's saying no. And so, you know, we didn't even know this and hadn't even spoken about it, but probably last week I was feeling like I needed something else, some other kind of mineral my body wanted, but I wasn't,
Same.
I've been back and forth about coming off my cleanse and eating. And so I am not going to do it until I'm just completely sure in my heart that I want to. And I was thinking about it and I was like, well, you know what? What about some veggie broth with like no salt or anything like that in it?
Yeah, nothing.
And,
Water.
yes. And so that's what I've been doing too. What I've been putting in mine. I know I heard you say you don't put a couple of these things in yours, and I'd love to hear, you know, your take on it. But and I know people are weird about onion and garlic, but I've been putting
I don't use,
I know you
personally, I don't
don't.
use onion. No. I
Yeah.
cannot.
But I put that
cannot.
in my first batch. Actually, I was making a batch of broth when you started. I had my computer down in the kitchen, and in this one I did it different. I put kale, like scallions, kale, scallions,
Sprout is also very good. Sprout, because
carrot,
they give you
celery.
the tasty celery and sprout also. I will write down everything for you, 2 different broth, okay, with the veggie.
But we didn't even
Yes.
talk about this. You just said you can't drink coconut water anymore. I can't either.
Wow.
That's very
Coconut water and
interesting.
green water. I mean green water, green juice water.
It's very interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
It's very
When
interesting.
you said it, I was just like, what? I can't drink coconut water anymore either. It's just, I don't want it.
cannot
I drink it and I'm
even
like, oh,
smell it. I
yeah,
cannot
I
even
don't like
smell it.
That's so very interesting.
Very
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
But it was beautiful to hear you speak, and I wanted to thank you, you know, for coming on and, you know, gracing us with your healing journey. And, you know, I'm so proud of you for like sharing just so bravely and you know, putting yourself out there to help other people, you know, because I don't really like to get on camera and do stuff like that either. So I really applaud you, you know, because it's hard to put ourselves out there. You know, there's a lot of naysayers and negativity too. So I just think it's a beautiful thing you're doing, and I'm super proud of you. And I've loved seeing what you're doing so far. And I can't wait to see, you know, what else comes of your journey. You're an inspiration.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you so
curious
much.
too. My pleasure. You are an inspiration. All of you are an inspiration as well. We are an inspiration.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. This was wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very exciting.
Thank you, Queen Alva. We're so happy you're here. King B, King Ken.
Hey, thank you for
Yeah,
coming, Annabella, and
my
thank you for
pleasure.
sharing. Thank you for being so vulnerable to share some very personal details about your cleansing experience, especially with a
Yeah.
guy in with a man in the room. Thank you for that.
He was worried we
Uh,
hold back, but we really don't with him.
Clearly, today I
Nah.
saw that was not the case. I heard about everything I could hear. So, I mean, I felt like I was in the room, you know. But
The worst
anyway,
experience in my life. Anyway,
yeah,
done.
it's okay. You know, men have disgusting experiences too. We just never talk about them ever to anyone. So, I mean, just
Someone
never
has to
ever.
talk, you know.
You know,
Someone
it's just
has
not
to talk
something.
to normalize things.
Yeah, I know, I know, I know. It helps a lot to talk about that.
Yeah.
So, just to shift away from the physical for a moment, and just kind of as a therapist, I'm wondering, I have my own ideas about this, and it's interesting. Many people don't know this, but the founder of EMDR, her name was Frances Shapiro. It was a woman,
Hmm.
and she recently died. Um,
Yeah.
and she actually, in her book, describes how she discovered the technique by basically doing it on herself. Um, and you know, she was walking through a garden, and
Yeah.
she was thinking about something that was stressing her
Mm.
out, and
Yeah.
she just started like moving her eyes back and forth in her own head while she was, you know, pulling this up and thinking about it. And I think she said that diagonal movements
Yeah.
were more productive for her. And then she decided, she was inspired to share this. Now she had, what people don't know is she had spent a lot of years studying hypnosis, and she had studied um, uh, what's that, NLP, you know, neuro linguistic
Yeah.
programming.
Yeah.
And she borrowed a lot of her ideas from these therapies, but she created a therapy that was very much, the message of the therapy was very proprietary. Like, you cannot do this unless you're a licensed therapist, and you should never do this on yourself. You have to be led by someone who's professionally trained, because, you know, all this stuff can happen, et cetera, et
Yeah.
cetera. But in my experience, like, I kind of, I understand those ethical concerns, but I also think that anybody who has the courage can heal themselves, and they don't need a mediator. They might benefit from a mediator if they're too afraid to deal with their own stuff inside, if they're too afraid that they're going to melt down and just go screaming off down the street, or become suicidal, or you know, self-harm, or whatever it is that they're afraid of. So they might want to have someone in the room to help guide them. Also, sometimes it's harder to be kind and forgiving to ourselves than it is to others. So a therapist can provide that for them, right? To help encourage them to be more loving and forgiving of themselves, and be able to open to that healing. But that all being said, like, I think everybody has the autonomy and the sovereignty to heal themselves, as you testified today with your body. And so if you want to do a healing technique on yourself, um, you know, why not do it? If you feel courageous enough, I think the space you have to get into is, I don't care what comes up, I'm going to deal with it somehow. If it comes up, I'm going to deal with it. And if you feel like you can do that, like, it doesn't matter what memory, because sometimes memories, repressed memories come up that you had totally forgotten. It might be shocking. It might be, you know, you might poop your pants. I don't know. But like, if you're okay with whatever happens, is what I'm saying, go ahead and do it. And I actually could probably teach people how to do MDR on themselves if they wanted to. But again, you just have to make sure, it's like any other journey. You have to make sure you're courageous enough to start it, and then figure out what you need to do if you're in the middle of it and it's not going how you thought it was going to go. You have to have an exit plan. So
Yeah.
one thing I would say
That,
just briefly on that too is, like, people need to learn how to regulate themselves emotionally before they go into that journey, because again, stuff's going to come up. You're going to be dysregulated. You're going to be shocked. You're going to be amazed. You want to be able to have some breathing technique, like Aline was alluding to earlier. What is something that you do to calm down and ground yourself? You're going to need that. is what I'm saying, especially if you're alone. So I'm curious what your experience was, how you did this, you know, on your own in a shack somewhere, you know, like what did you
No.
do?
So, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this more, and thank you for this as well. So I understand what you mean, but personally, even if I can define myself an expert in this field, I didn't treat myself. I went to a colleague to help, that she was help me with my trauma. First, because I was full of trauma, basically, and full of trauma related with dissociation. So when you have, so I don't recommend at all to learn how to do EMDR. I recommend how to learn to do colonic, gravity colonic, because you can do that. But with EMDR, is totally different, because in my situation, for example, I was offered in a dissociation stage. And when you are in this stage, you need someone that is grounded you. Plus, even if I'm a therapist, EMDR for me is something that you cannot do by yourself, because when you are in the trauma, sometimes you see just the trauma. You don't see another perspective. And so someone that is not in the trauma with you is helping you to elaborate the trauma. Because if you are in the trauma, you just respond with the same pattern all the time. That's why that's why we call it trauma response. You know what I mean? And so you need someone that is helping you elaborate this pattern, and is helping you to get out from this pattern. So it's something that, in my opinion, is not possible to do alone. I don't recommend for the dissociation problem and for these things, absolutely no, because can be really dangerous when you are in a trauma. You need to do how to deal with the trauma, and it's not fun sometimes. So I don't recommend this. I'm not agree about this, basically. I know what you mean, but in this situation, I don't recommend this. I would love to talk more about these topics, maybe in another situation, because I think deserve a better talking, you know, because it's a very important trauma and all the related things. And I would love, maybe with you as well. I mean, of course, I would love to talk, to share more in another situation. If Queen
That makes
Aline.
sense. Yeah,
Oh,
that makes
definitely.
sense. I think it's a longer conversation, but
Yeah,
I was
you
just
know,
curious if you
deserve.
actually were or had tried it on yourself. I
No,
think there
no,
are
no.
different levels of using EMDR. EMDR can be it can be a tool
Yeah,
to
yeah,
help you process being stuck about something, or just maybe mild to moderate irritation or upset, especially if the theme keeps repeating itself in your life. But yes, it's definitely a tool to work with severe trauma. And in those cases
yeah,
where people do dissociate, which means, just for
yeah.
everyone in the room who's not sure what that means, it means you disconnect from the present time, and your
Exactly.
mind experiences more that you're in another place and time than you are in the
Yeah,
current place and time. So in other words, you
yeah.
could be imagining a memory at 6 years old, and you think that you're there again, and your body is
Exactly.
experiencing
Exactly.
like physiologically the same kind of fight
Exactly.
flight response as if
Thank
you
you
were
for
6
the
years old.
explication.
Yeah, and so you're
Thank
there, and so like the other person in the room helps pull you back to the present and say,
you. Yeah,
feel yourself sitting in the chair, feel your feet on the ground, know that you're here with me and that you're safe, and we're just in a room together. You know, like there's like
yeah,
this titration between the dissociation
yeah,
and the current experience, which is in those cases, yes, and especially for people who have severe reactions when they dissociate, and maybe not want to be alone when that happens. So like a
no, it's
panic
not fun
attack
at
or
all.
something like that, you know. So yeah, that's probably, I want to qualify what I said earlier. Yes, you can use it, I think, on yourself, but only, for mild and moderate situations, and not to process severe trauma that causes dissociation and other symptoms. Yeah.
No.
So.
No.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you for that explanation. Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to talk about it another time. Maybe we can do a session
Yeah.
on it one time,
Let's
because
do
I
it.
know there's a
Yeah.
lot of
Let's
interest
do it.
in the
Yeah,
group
let's
Please.
do
about
a
that.
special talk with like the both of you as guests.
Yes, please. We can do. I'm hoping to do that also, because can be very useful during the detox to stay in the path as well, to be strong enough, So I would love. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, let's do it. Let's do a follow-up on this, because there's so much. Oh yes, Queen Christiana too. She worked with EMDR as well. That's right. Oh, we could totally have a special royal gathering for that.
Yes.
Hold me accountable. Let's make it happen in a few weeks.
I will. I'll remember.
Queen Elva's like, I will. Love it.
It's beautiful to hear you guys talk about EMDR. I've known about it for a long time, and people are like, what? What is that? So yeah, cool. I'm done. All right, you guys.
Thank you so much, Queen Annabella, and everybody who joined us today. This was so important and powerful. You have shared with us so authentically, and all our lives have been improved and upgraded from this beautiful talk. We really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. And I'm here for you. If you need something, you can always contact me on my Facebook page. And I love you all. And I send you a lot of love from Thailand, from my beautiful Crystal Island.
Oh,
Yay.
so wonderful.
Ah.
We were there. We'll come see you one day.
Yeah, please.
All right. Bye, everyone. Love you.
Bye.
Take
Love
care.
you.
Bye.
Bye,
Take
everyone.
care.
See you next
Bye.
Saturday.
Bye.